Garden coverage is the biggest thing that annoys me about buying soil at a garden center. Hi, I'm Lauren Kane and I'm the founder of Elm Dirt, where we make organic fertilizer products. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about garden coverage, those square foot measurements that they ask for at the garden centers. Look, I have a lot of different spaces in my yard. Each of them have very different needs. They're kind of all wavy and not all straight lines. And I'm not about to take a ruler out there to guess how much I need. And so usually what I end up doing is making multiple trips to the store. And I'm going to tell you about how I solve my problem. And maybe it'll work for you, maybe it doesn't. So at Elm Dirt, we make something called a soil amendment. And if you haven't heard of those, there are a lot of soil amendments out there. Kelp meal, feather meal, bone meal, blood meal, all the meals, and you can find all of them usually in any garden center. We make it simple. I couldn't tell you how many times I walked into a garden center. I was like, I guess I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'm gonna throw this together and hope it works. We throw everything together in a mix that actually makes it easy for you to grow. But a soil amendment isn't meant to be grown into. It is just supposed to be sprinkled on top, mixed in with your soil mix up to about 20%. And that is actually part of the key to how I made garden coverage easier on myself. So what I ended up doing was I'll get this big section of cocoa and compost, which our local city has a free compost facility. There's other compost facilities. Sometimes you can make it yourself. And then you don't have to guess so much. You can use this cheap fill to fill things up. I even do hugenkultur and lasagna gardening. I've got separate videos on each of those, but a real quick recap real fast is that hugenkultur, you put a layer of sticks and leaves and just fill at the bottom of your garden beds, and then you put soil on top of that. And so that can be the cocoa and the compost or whatever else you're adding. If it's topsoil, probably a little bit heavy for growing a garden bed. I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff. Then on top of that, I've even put cardboard as lasagna gardening, and you'll have to plant through the cardboard or lay it down after you've planted. And it helps keep the weeds down, and then you mulch on top to help retain water. And that just makes gardening so much easier. But you're looking at me like cocoa is a nerd, and compost sometimes is good, sometimes it's not, depending on where you're getting it from. And you just said topsoil, which everybody knows you're not supposed to put into your raised bed gardens. And what I'm telling you is that if you add a soil amendment to it, then all of a sudden it becomes easy to work with. Now, topsoil is a little bit heavy, so you might have to break it up a little bit more so it's not all chunky and pressed down, mix in some leaves or whatever. If you've got compost or cocoa, it's an inert. If you add in up to 20% of a soil amendment, suddenly you've got a mix that you can actually grow in. It's got nutrients that are there, that are available for plants. And as you grow, it's going to break down over time. And if layered sticks and leaves and stuff under the compost cocoa, suddenly you don't need as much. And you don't have to guess as to how much you need. You can get some enough to grow in, so the roots can go down a little bit, and then you have time for those sticks to break down. And so it's actually a really great time to get these garden beds started. If you are brand new and you're just starting out making your raised bed gardens, go ahead, cover it with leaves, cover it with a tarp, cover it with cardboard right now to kill grass or weeds or whatever else is growing in that area, so you can get ready for next year. If you've already got an established one, it's a great time to recharge it, add in those leaves that's in your yard, add in some sticks, add in another layer on top of that. Give it a little planting so it'll help break it down faster, so it'll be all ready by the time you get to spring. Because one of the tricks with hugenkultur is that the sticks take longer to break down. And so you want to make sure you got enough room for that first year for the roots to grow in, and then are pretty much set after that, and you just keep kind of layering on as you go year after year, and refreshing your soil and adding in more soil amendments, adding in more of the inerts that you added or your compost or whatever you've got going on, and makes it easy. And I hope this really helps you, because I know I'm a busy person. I run a company and I have 2 young children. I've got pets. I've got all sorts of things I'm trying to do. And you do too. And so I want to make gardening easy for you, because we all just want to do it. Not only relaxing, It also helps keep us moving, and it's something that's really healthy at the end of the day. And I want to see more of your gardens. So if you got a comment, if you have other tips and tricks that'll help other people, drop a comment below. Subscribe for more information on how to garden easier and healthier with microbe-based fertilizers. Again, I'm Laura Kane, and I'm the founder of Elm Dirt, and we do a lot with microbe-based fertilizers. Sometimes we even talk a little soil science and get into the details on what microbes there are. So definitely for more information, and we're covering all sorts of great topics. If you've got something that you specifically want to see, leave me a note. Reach out to us on any of the social medias. We're at Elm Dirt everywhere you can find us. Leave us a comment below, and I want to hear from you, and I want to keep making videos that you guys want to see.